Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Ole Talk United. I am your host today, Devin, and it seems as though everybody now is still recovering from finally celebrating a win from yesterday because the only one with me in the panel today is the man, Jonathan, who got his prediction all wrong from Bayern Munich Champions League.
I
Jonathan,
was
good
off by
afternoon.
one goal. Good afternoon, Mr. Devon. I was off by one goal. So, I wasn't that, you know, if Onana wasn't such a terrible goalkeeper, definitely we'd have at least pulled a draw or a win. But
Well, we could
Onana,
definitely touch on that. We could definitely touch on that in a little bit right now, but we'll come back to that later on. But before that, we have to definitely speak about the positive. United finally won again in the Premier League and also won away from home for the first time in God knows how long again now. So
last year,
I gotta ask, what were your initial thoughts? Just overall, what are your thoughts right now about our result from yesterday?
I have two words for that win yesterday: Hannibal and Jonny Evans. And if you told me last week that I would have been saying this today, I would have said, Devin, what you drinking, I want to drink it too. Because
Correct.
Jonny Evans was amazing in that game. Amazing.
I definitely have to agree as well, and I think he just became probably fifth choice center back pairing.
Mhm.
I can tell you from my personal opinion there. Before I get to that, cheers as well. You got our celebratory
Mhm.
drinks
It's
on right
it's
now.
it's Sunday.
Correct. Yeah. So drinking on the Lord's Day, of course, how it should be. But I can tell you, when I saw Johnny Evans in that lineup, I was a little bit concerned because my thought was, this is a must-win game. We have to get out of this. We need to leave with 3 points. And then you hear about Martinez being injured, and you're thinking, oh God, like what else now? You see Johnny Evans come in.
Well, I
Boy,
mean, his name
I
is
don't
his
know,
name is
I don't
Jonathan,
know,
His name is
I don't
Jonathan. So
know I don't know what Johnny Evans did before that match, superstition wise, boots, whatever else, but he better not change a thing going forward for the rest of the season whenever he's called upon. Whatever routine he did before, he needs to continue that the entire time. Um, yeah, I know they were joking about the stream up here in the US that he used to borrow Tim Howard's boots before he played. So I don't know if that was it. I don't know what. I don't know if he watched some videos of Maldini with the way that he was playing because like yeah, he was absolutely incredible. Um,
his
that goal that was disallowed, which maybe we can touch on that in a little bit. He was very
mhm.
unlucky, but you know what he did? He responded and said, "Watch this." A beautiful assist to Bruno Fernandes. Everybody's comparing it to Rooney's assist to Van Persie, which won us the league title back in 2013. So,
Well, we wouldn't go so far, but it's a good
I mean,
start. It's a positive start.
my the way I looked at it was that goal won us the title. This goal could have saved our season. Potentially, we will see. We see what happens from this now. But you touched on Hannibal as well too. It was such a good spark to see that a youth coming in and taking their chance, and he played brilliant. He played absolutely brilliant. Played his way in, and I hope that gives Eric Ten Hag a selection headache now going forward in that midfield.
Definitely. I think we need to see more of Hannibal in the coming weeks because right now the team we lacking the energy in the midfield, and I think that's what Hannibal brought yesterday. He brought that energy, he brought that tenacity. He was always hungry for the ball. It's been a while since we had a midfielder who was actually doing that. So it was
Correct.
nice to see. It's like he kind of remind me of Fred a little bit, like not Fred when he was flopping, Fred when he was Fred. Like that was his role yesterday. He was Fred. He was in the defense. He was in the attack. He was breaking up plays. He was distributing the ball very well. So I was really proud to see. I really wanted him to score a goal though. I thought he could have at least got a goal, but he was a little bit unlucky. But his performance definitely we can't talk it down. He had an excellent game, as well as
Indeed.
Jonny Evans. I mean, his name is Jonathan, so we only expect greatness from people named Jonathan, right?
We shall see. Correct. Well, yeah, I could. You never know, but I know him as Johnny. Technically, yes, you could be right, Jonathan, but everyone calls him Johnny as it is. Not the Bajan version of Johnny, by the way, for everybody who's watching this. For those who are not familiar, you know what a Bajan Johnny is?
Nope.
That's what we call an idiot. So
Wow.
that's why I was
Ooh.
saying not engaging Johnny. So yeah.
Wow. All
Um,
right.
but yeah, it was. I was pleasantly surprised with it. It was not our best performance by any means at all. But we
Mm-hmm.
didn't go there looking to play beautiful. We went there just to get 3 points again and take all the pressure off the media as well. Now, because I can tell you right now, I don't know about you, but I was fully expecting the media with the way how they were coming out with these reports all of a sudden. Which, by the way, it's interesting. These reports of leaks usually only happen when there's a lot of negativity that the club is losing matches. Where was that when it's positive when we were winning matches, anything like that? I
Media have
fully
nothing to
expect
say.
that if we had lost that match yesterday, or even gotten a draw,
Yeah.
the media would have been nonstop today. You would have had Micah Richards and Jamie Carragher coming out saying their words. Of course, now it's changed. It's only Burnley. You know what? I don't care. Anybody can
Mm-hmm.
be anybody in the Premier League any given day if you're not ready for it. So you know what? I don't care. I am taking my 3 points right now, and I'm moving on to the next match as well.
No,
I have to.
I wouldn't say I disagree with Carragher and Micah Richards because yes, it's true. It was only Burnley, but let's be fair. At this point in time, our club, things ain't looking too good. So any win, as I said, is a good win. Any good result is a good result. It don't matter if we play somebody from League 4 and we beat them only 1-0. That's okay. We will take that. We take it that.
Right. So I know you've definitely mentioned right now Hannibal, rightfully so, as well as Jonny Evans. Were there any other players that stood out for you in that match? It could be good or bad with this one.
Well, we kind of forget Bruno a little bit because yes, he scored the goal, and it was, by the way, a brilliant goal. The ball made it very easy, but the goal was not a simple finish either. So we had to give Bruno some credit. Also, with throughout the game, I mean, it wasn't like Bruno's best performance, but he still showed that ability to not be only an attacking threat, but he was also his position was good. He didn't really let much players really glide past him. And that's what we're looking for right now. We're looking for the energy, we're looking for positive movement, not just an attack, but also in defense. Because Burnley could have easily scored at least two, easily. But our midfield held it down. As I said, Hannibal, Bruno had an excellent game. Well, Bruno had a good game and Hannibal had an excellent game. So we will take that for now. It's just on our steps. We're taking, baby steps on the way back to success.
So one thing I definitely have to bring up on this one: when did you expect to hear Andre Onana and clean sheet again?
Hmm.
I have to ask on that one too. So not only a
Now,
win, but a clean sheet as well too. So
now,
I
what's the
guess
funny
we
thing?
need defense as well too. But obviously he's in the post, so you're going to hear clean sheet, and you're going to think of him first.
That's the thing. That's the funny thing. If you see, as I was telling someone yesterday, there are guys who just watch highlights, who just watch football highlights, and there are guys like us who actually watch football and love football and enjoy it. So if you watch any highlights, you'll be like, oh, Onana get a clean sheet. You ain't no Jonny Evans and Lindelof work their ass off and defend so that Onana didn't have to make much saves. Which is true. If you really look at the game, he didn't have much difficult saves to make, you know. But any shot right now at Onana could be a goal. So anytime I see somebody attacking and they go and shoot against Onana, I'll just say my Hail Marys and just pray that he save it because I don't understand where this guy brain does be sometimes. He does just be like, I don't know. I really don't know. But we had to say thank the football gods that nothing crept in and we were able to come out with a 1-0 victory.
So I definitely have to ask this question going forward now. Do you think Jonny Evans has done enough now to jump in the center back pecking order ahead of anybody?
Well, based on our current injury situation, yes, definitely. I'm not putting Harry Maguire in front of Jonny Evans now. I might have been lobbying to say, nah, boy, I will still put Harry Maguire in front of Jonny Evans. But you see, after yesterday, mm-mm, Jonny Evans have to start. He has to start. Harry Maguire, nothing.
Well, the good part now is we saw Rafael Varane come back off the bench. So and
Yes.
he looks strong as well too. So that's definitely a good positive. We have somebody coming back there as well. Um, with that being said, the only question that I have for you now is: do you worry about his longevity, especially with Jonny Evans' age being 35? And do you think he'd be able to do this every single match, or do you think he's somebody that, like, for example, if we have a cup competition, we need somebody a veteran back there to calm down everybody? He'd be good for that. Where do you think his role could be now after what we saw yesterday?
Now take nothing away from Victor Lindelof's performance yesterday, yeah, but if Varane is back and he's fully fit, I think the sensible back two should be Varane and Jonny Evans. Take nothing away from Lindelof. Lindelof had a good game too, but I think right now, Varane and Jonny Evans' experience, because by the way, we forgetting Jonny Evans has won a treble. We forgetting he has been on a championship team. He won with us. He knows about getting the job done. He might be a little bit over his peak right now, but he has the experience, and so does Varane. So I think right now we just need two very experienced centre backs to just control the back line, kind of keep away, oh, nah, from getting all that sort of, goals. And I think we'll be good whenever, as I say, and we have backups. If those guys get injured or fatigued, we have backups to bring on, let's say, second half, and just keep it rotating because we can't afford any more injuries right now. So I think
Correct.
the sensible centre backs that we should start with, in my opinion, would be Varane and Jonny Evans. Lindelof could always come on and give them a little rest, to kind of, because we have to monitor the fatigue level right now. We have too many players injured to get another player injured through fatigue.
So I do want to bring up another defender who I don't think is getting enough recognition, especially now it's been 24 hours since the match. I want to bring up Sergio Reguilon, and
Yeah.
reports came out after the match saying that he was actually ill before, and Ten Hag did not want to play him, but he said, "No, I want to be in here and step up." I mean, I think he got an early booking, if I'm correct. It was either
hmm
him or Dello. I know they both were booked at some point, but he
hmm
recovered, and I thought that he played very well, to be very honest.
hmm
So
He had a
it's
good game. He had a good game as well.
he's been very impressive, especially for a loan signing right now. I
hmm
have to ask the question now, based upon what you've seen from him so far, do you think that he's done enough so far to warrant a permanent move to the club, or do you think you still need a little bit more to see a little bit more of him?
It's a little bit too soon to say, yes, we want Reggie on a permanent basis, but he's showing the right attitude. And as you said, he was supposed to be ill, and he still kind of fought through the illness to play. And that, based on his performance yesterday, I would not even know that he was ill because he played 120%. He was running every minute. Every time I look, he was running. He was never standing one place. If you really look back at the game, him in that position, he was always trying to move forward. And as soon as we lost possession, he on the way back. And that's what we want to see with a left back or any of our wing backs, left back or right back. We want to see that dedication, that they care about the team.
So I also want to ask right now, our new boy Rasmus Hoyland. What was your
Mhm.
impression of him yesterday?
I think he was a little bit unlucky yesterday. I wouldn't say he had a bad game, but the chances just didn't fall for him. Like the balls that he got, the chances that he got weren't really like clear cut. He got a few half chances and he didn't really get to put them away, or he didn't get to sink them as properly. He had one in particular, I remember. He got a ball right in the box and he kind of missed. And if you remember that one, he was like in the center he was like on the penalty spot and he kind of missed it. And then he was like, kind of hit the ground. He was upset. But I think we have a lot more to see from Hoyland. Mark my words, we have a lot to see from that young man. We have a lot to see from him coming up.
From what I've
Once he gets the proper service, I think he will give us the goals.
From what I've seen so far, he definitely looks very promising. He's doing what we ask for a striker to do, getting in position to be on the end of things.
Mm-hmm.
He's drawing defenders away to allow other players to operate as well. I am definitely excited. He's only 20 years old, so he still has plenty
Mm-hmm.
of room to grow as well too. He is one for the future. I actually brought him into my fantasy team before his price goes up. So I am hoping that that gamble pays off because it was a bit of an expensive gamble to say the least because he did cost 7 million.
Yeah, because
Um,
he's a new. Yeah.
Now I do have to ask. I have to ask about this one player right now, Marcus Rashford. What was your opinion of him yesterday?
How much time we have?
We could go for the show is slated for an hour, so we're only about 15 minutes in. So if you want to go for 45 minutes on it, go right ahead.
No, I remember I asked earlier in terms of we spoke about our good performers and they wanted me to highlight some who didn't perform all that well. Definitely Rashford is number one on my list yesterday because I didn't see where he was really what was his I don't know where his game was or where his mindset was in terms of the runs he was making, the decision making with some of his passes, and I really was confused as to what he really did because Hoyland was in position endless amount of times to get a good cross or a pass to him, and Rashford chose to dribble or cut back and pass to someone in the center, which I didn't understand it. So I think Rashford needs to. I don't know if his confidence low right now, but something going on with him. I don't know what's going on with him, but something going on with him. I think his confidence low and he needs to get back on track in terms of what we need right now.
Yeah, it's something that I started noticing. It's probably about 3 matches in a row now that I've started to ever because I think he scored in the Arsenal match, if I remember correctly. I don't care if it was a deflection or not; it's still going in.
Hmm.
And ever since then, it just seems though like something is off. Like at
Hmm.
first, I was wondering like why he was not tracking back the way he should. I didn't know if that was some Ten Hag tactic that was being used, where to save his legs for the counter attack, or what. I could not figure it out. I didn't know. I don't know if he's playing through injury again, like he did before. You remember he did that for about 2 seasons, where he had the
Hmm.
injured back and shoulder, and he was
And he
playing
was
through it.
still playing.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I don't know if that's what's going on now. Um, I have to play devil's advocate here. I don't know if he's going through, and I made this term up, the Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang syndrome. If you catch what I'm saying with that, where you play incredible, you play for the big
Yeah.
contract, and then you get the contract, and then you just
And that's
completely
it. Yeah.
I have to put it out there. I don't know if it's true or not. I can't guarantee that. Um, but all I know right now is something is going on with him,
Something is
and
off with him. Something is
something
definitely
off
off
with
with
him.
him.
And then
He's played out the character.
to put salt in the wound on top of that, he also got into an accident yesterday. So
Oh, no.
he crashed his Rolls Royce yesterday as well too. So something is truly off here.
Yeah, something
Hope
going
that
on with
he's
him.
okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's getting to a point where maybe you just need to be out the limelight for a little bit and get yourself sorted out because this is not the
Hmm.
Marcus Rashford that we know.
No,
With
after
that
that, he
being
very out
said,
of character.
if I am Alejandro Garnacho or Facundo Palestri, I would start to wonder how many more performances are going to happen, and I'm still not getting picked. And
No.
on top of that, that also means now when you get your chance, you need to do like this man here and take it when you get it.
Hmm.
Because
And
Garnacho was starting for a little while, but then he lost out for a little bit. So they need to they need to make sure when that opportunity comes that they are there. And what better opportunity for that than this Tuesday coming up? And I think that's a good transition to go into what I'll
a
say
League
is our
Cup.
next topic for the show
Hmm.
today. Because you know what, it's Sunday. We're just having some drinks right now. There's no real format, but what better transition now? Sunday now, our League Cup title defense begins against Crystal Palace. What are your
Hmm.
thoughts going into that one on Tuesday now?
No, as I said, as you just said, sorry, I think that would be the perfect game for Ten Hag to make some changes, make some rotations because we have to do squad rotation now because we Champions League, League Cup, FA Cup, Premier League. We need to rotate the squad. It's obvious. And I think we have a lot of potential on the bench that we're not properly utilizing. So the League Cup now would be the perfect opportunity for us to bring out some of those guys and let me see what they have. Let's see what they could do. And I think now give Rashford a little rest, fine, because clearly something going on with him. As we just said, we just agreed on something going on with him. He playing out of character. He's not himself. He playing like I watching how he playing. It's like that is not Marcus Rashford. That is not him. He was fearless. You remember when he was last season? He was fearless. Fearless. Now it's like he's free to run at defenders, and when he passing back the ball and randomly he's shooting. I don't know what's going on with him. Something up with it. So now would be the nice opportunity for Palestri and these other guys to come in, Guaynacho, come in and prove the words. You understand? Prove to Ten Hag that hey, you don't need to start him all the time. You could give us a little game, you could depend on us as well. Yes, we know Rashford is the big guy. We know he is that guy. But you need to rely on us sometimes too. You can't put all that pressure on one man.
And good afternoon to Courtney and to everybody watching right now. Everybody who's watching in the panel right now, besides like, sharing, and subscribing, please let us know in the comments right now what your thoughts were about our previous match yesterday, and what you think upcoming now for our match on Tuesday against Crystal Palace. So let's do. You know what? We're gonna have some fun with this now. Let's have an idea now. Well, let's predict what we think the lineup should be coming up for Tuesday. In goal, I'm kind of starting to wonder if you want to see our backup goalkeeper, because he's gonna need minutes at some point.
Mm-hmm.
The Turkish fellow, I will butcher his last name right now. Bayendar, I
Yeah.
think it is.
Yeah, he has a
I
really
can't
weird name.
I can't remember, and I apologize if I got it wrong. That was not intentional. Um, but I am wondering if it's time to start seeing him now.
Definitely. As you just rightfully said, the League Cup would be the perfect opportunity for us to see our, reserve team talent or bench talent. Somebody who's coming up from our prospect coming up from the youth team. All these other players, we need to see them. At the end of the day, we can't just watch them on the reserve games. We need to see them play an actual competitive match. So Onana right now, I think if Ten Hag actually does put the backup keeper in goal, this will kind of wake up Onana, because Onana will say, yo, brother, this guy could take my spot. And then he might up his game. Because right now, it ain't looking good.
So I gotta ask now. With we have in goal, we're thinking, okay, backup keeper. What are we thinking about our back line now? What do you think? At 4 in the back or 3 in the back? What are you thinking?
I think we should go with the Trini back, because we don't have that many wing backs to spare. So we don't want to really risk them. So we basically only have Dalo, Reguilon, Shaw is injured, everybody else injured. So we can't really play with those guys. Get them if you want to get them a rest, fine. You can get them a rest, and let's run the Trini back, because we have guys like Menji and plenty of these other youths that could come in. And
Is it Menji at Luton Town now?
Menji won on loan?
I could swear that he's not. That he's at. I
No,
could
I
swear
think, well,
he's at,
then he definitely went late, because I remember
let me check
Menji
that
was there.
because I could swear
I saw
on
him
that
on the
one.
bench. I saw him on the bench when the season started. So
Yeah, he's at Luton Town.
well,
I don't know if he went on permanent or a loan, but yeah, because I just looked. I had him in my fantasy team. That's why it popped up.
oh, that way take him off.
No, it was just because he was a cheap defender, just to fill up with slot space. Um, but so I see that you mentioned the two fullbacks in that, but you did not mention a center back who will go in there for playing 3 in the back. So I'm
We
curious as
hardly
to
have
who,
any centre backs either.
because if you're if
That's
so
the thing.
because I mean, with the way you were praising Jonny Evans right now, it seemed like you were saying that he should play, and that means that you want to put a 35-year-old in a 3-man defense.
No, let Jonny Evans get a rest. Let the youths
So
let them run. Let
who would you
Lindelof,
put in that you would put Lindelof in a 3-man
Lind,
defense?
yeah, Lindelof, Varane, and I try to remember the next guy here with the guy name with the long hair. He from the youth team.
Are you talking about
Um,
Fernandez?
no, not Fernandez. He has long curly hair. He kind of looks like Hannibal, but he from the youth team, and
No question. No, is he in the squad as well? Maybe perhaps, but
That's the thing.
you got
I
you got to
don't know
be
if he
careful
get
because
pulled
you
up to the
can't
spot.
you can't you can't put too much youth back there as well. You're gonna have to have somebody who's gonna be able to calm down the team as well, especially because
Hmm.
Crystal Palace may be putting out. This may be one of their only
A full
opportunities for
squad.
silverware. They
Hmm.
so you have to be careful how you
Yeah.
balance out as well. Me personally, I think that you have to go with four in the back, and you would probably, depending on the what happened with Region, I would play that same four in the back for this one. If in my
Mm-hmm.
opinion, and then you could rotate out because we do have the five changes in the midfield
Mm-hmm.
now. This is going to be very curious now.
Now
What would you do? Yeah,
the
what would you do with the
midfield could
midfield for
change
this
up.
one?
Um, I think Ericsson could be perfect for this game because we already going with the same backline. Fine, Ericsson could start, lead the midfield alongside Hannibal again and Bruno, and then front three we could go with Guainacho or Palestri on the left, Hoyland, and who can we go with on the right? Hmm. I studied all up one of those youths that we could play instead of. I don't know, but right now Ten Hag has it in him to pick this squad because we
How
don't
many
want to
how many would you
overwork
play in the
players.
midfield? Let me ask this question: how many would you play across the midfield now for this one?
I'll go the same 4-3-3. Three
Okay,
in the
so
midfield, sure.
yeah, I'm trying to think who would be in your midfield now if you name those three for me.
Hannibal, Ericsson, Hannibal, Ericsson, Bruno.
Okay, I can see that because Bruno does play a lot of minutes. And then,
Yeah.
so then you're saying that your front three now will probably be Hoyling, Garnacho,
Palestri,
Pellistri.
yeah. Hoyland, Panacho. But I mean, Guanacho and Palestri both play on the left, but I seen Palestri play on the right already, so he probably could play on the right for Tuesday. So
So let
Palestri,
me.
Hoyland,
I wanna
Guanacho.
throw out this question right now. Could this not be a match for Anthony Martial? I have to
No,
ask
no,
because remember we
no.
have to rotate. We got to rotate. We have to make sure of that. Hoyland is young. Yes, he's got a lot of energy, but he's also coming off injury as well too.
I being real with you, Devin. I don't like Anthony Martial at all. I don't like him. I might be a little biased saying this. It's the truth, but I tell you the truth. I don't really like him. Maybe he might be a good addition to rotate the squad, but I don't really like him I don't like his attitude. I don't like what he does on the pitch. I wouldn't even put him in this game because Crystal Palace are no slouches. It's not to say we're playing like a League One team or something like that. We're playing Crystal Palace. They're a good team, you know. And I think Martial will just raise my blood pressure to see him miss all those chances.
All right, fair enough. So you're saying you don't even want him coming off the bench or anything. You want him away.
I'll put him on the bench. He could come on probably like second half or whatever, but I wouldn't start him. But that's in my opinion. As I said, I already stated my bias. I don't like him. So I might be wrong in saying that he might not be the right fit for playing this game, but that is my opinion.
So on this one, I have to respectfully disagree with this one. Courtney's saying that
Mhm.
you're
That's
brutal.
fine. That's fine.
Yeah, you're brutal, but you're honest. So hey, fair enough. For this one, I think you do start with him from the beginning. And if
Hmm.
it's not working out, like we really need a result, that's when you start bringing on the big guns. That's when you bring on the Rashford off the bench. That's when
Hmm.
you're
Hoyland
that's when you're
or
bringing in the Casemiro, you bring in the Hoyland like that to go and get the result if we're in it towards the end. But you got to give these
hmm.
youth their chances, the opportunity to go because you never know we could unleash like another name that we haven't heard a lot from is Dan Gore. He played a very good
Yeah, yeah,
preseason. He
yeah.
was unlucky to get that red card versus Wrexham. But you know what? That's another name that we have not heard, and that's traditionally what we've done in the past. This is how we introduce the youth into the first team squad. So you never know. But I would like to see a mix between the youth and experience, more on the youth side for this one. Go for it. I think we have a little bit of a break because then we play. I think we play at 10 o'clock next Saturday as well too. Let me see who that would be that we're playing. Give me 1 second. Where is it? It would be. Let me see. Well, yeah, it doesn't matter really as much right now. Actually, go figure. We play Crystal Palace back to back.
Oh, so League and
So
Cup.
yes, we play them on Tuesday and Saturday back to back at Old Trafford.
That's
So
crazy.
actually, that changes actually my whole mindset for this game.
Yes, that no,
Because
that's a
because
different. That's
now
a
because
difference.
now
Yeah.
now if you play a certain squad
Mm-hmm.
on midweek, then Crystal Palace may be ready for that on Saturday. So yes, I am definitely going with Martial starting. With that being said,
Okay. As I said, I don't like him, so I'm not saying
it's
what you suggested is a bad idea, but I just don't really like to see him play. I don't. I don't like to
no
see him
problem. No problem. But again, it's I don't want them to figure out on Tuesday how to play and then come Saturday when it matters for points.
play.
Which is why I really don't want to play Hoyland unless we have to.
Okay, fine. So, but Hoyland really deserves other rest, so I'll give you a drink to that. Yes.
Fair enough. Yeah, mine's running low as well too. May have to cut the show early because I can't pause it to get a refill. I do have to go back to something that we talked about a little bit beginning of the show as well. What happened with your Bayern Minute prediction that you were so confident about that we are all trying to figure out what you were drinking there to come up with that prediction?
No, it sounded crazy, but look at what the scoreline ended up, right? 4-3. Who would have predicted that? Nobody. Everybody was predicting a 3-0, a 4-0, a 2-0. Look how close the game ended up. And you know why the game ended up so close? One word. Onana. What's my name? Onana. Onana have no kind of goalkeeping ability whatsoever. He cannot stop a shot to save his life, to save his family lives. I don't know. He can't. He's not a good goalkeeper. He isn't. He's not a shot stopper. Kudos to my boy David De Gea. Big up yourself. Because that goalkeeper we bring there to replace you is a waste of a goalkeeper.
So I do have to play devil's advocate on this. I was shocked as well with that when that first goal went, and I said absolutely not. Especially after he came out like with that whole speech the day before, saying that we have to be ready to die out there in 24 hours time. But
You understand?
towards the end of the match, he did make a couple of good saves though. We have
It
to give
was
him
too
credit for
late.
that.
It was
But
too
but
late
he,
for that.
I mean, he still. It was you know what? At least you had no choice because it could have gotten worse. He could have let it happen to me, and the ball still could have gone in the net after that as well. So I mean, yes, he still had to live with it, but he tried to put it past it. I play as a goalkeeper as well myself, so I get it from that standpoint. It's very easy to make one mistake. Everybody's harping on you, and it builds up into more and more. It leads you to make more mistakes as well.
Mm.
I think he was kind of that one. There was no question that he was completely at fault for that. The other ones, I don't know if I could so much blame him on those as well. Um, my biggest issue that I had was the mentality because we went
Mm.
down one goal after playing very well. We played very well for those first 20 minutes. There,
We
there
were
was
we
there
were
was
on top of we
there-
were on
well,
top in the
there's
first
not
20
only that,
minutes.
but we get that we concede off of his mistake, and what do we do right after? We automatically concede right again because we sit there, we think,
Hmm.
"Whoa, is
The
me?
mentality
Oh
dropped.
shit, oh shit!"
The,
Our mentality drop and we concede again. You know what? We come
hmm.
out, we score a goal, starts getting close, and what do we do right away? Concede again,
Not at
right
all.
back to
Correct.
that. We score, and then I think it was if I remember, there was a penalty in there, which I'm still angry about that it was called. Um,
You as
Anyway,
a
yeah,
goalkeeper, Devin, you would know. You as a goalkeeper would know. The craziest set of guys are goalkeepers because for you to make up your mind to stand up between those sticks and watch a man kick a ball at you, you have to be mad.
you just have to have good
But
reflexes. You just have to have good
but you
reflexes.
have
That's
to
all.
but you have to be able to roll with the punches because all right, you can see that goal, boom. But you see, the first goal is always so vital because easily, as I said, we were running the first 20 minutes, and then boom, we come and concede a mad goal, and it's your fault. The defense more mentality drop. I watched that after that goal, we wasn't looking good at all. Pirates had to play all over us. So as a goalkeeper, you need to understand your role as a goalkeeper. You can't be making silly mistakes, especially in Champions League. Champions
What
League is not no jokey league. Is the best of the best. So you have to bring up your game to the top, top, top.
So I think I did. It was one thing. It took a lot of courage to come out and speak to the media afterwards, the way that he did, own up to it right away.
Mm-hmm.
However, I think he did something similar as well in the preseason after he got lobbed from halfway because of the mistake from Dallo.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like you hear this thing, like you come out, you speak about it. Okay, that's cool, but to me, it's if you come out and say this stuff and your actions don't change, it's just empty words, in my
Correct.
opinion.
He come out when
Which
I
is
saw that
also
that post match.
what
When I saw that post match with him, it's just how normal he come and talk about it like normal. Like, yeah, make a mistake. That is nothing. No, he
but
had
then
to
again,
come out.
it's you could also, with that being said, it's sometimes you have to do it. You just have to brush it off because if you think about it and it gets negative, it can build on it. It can start leading into the next game like that. Which that's what's like. All right, you did this. Let me see what happens now next match. And you know what? He
No,
kept a
come.
clean sheet. He kept a clean sheet thanks to the heroics of the defense, but he still kept a clean
Mhm.
sheet. So, however, I still want to
I
see
need
the
to
other
see
goal.
more of that. That is what I
I
had
would
to
like to
see. I
see
need to
more.
see
I
more.
want to see more of that next Saturday, not this Tuesday coming, because
Hmm.
I don't want him in goal this Tuesday for the very reason
Hmm.
that I said before that we're playing the same team come Saturday.
I just want to see more of that performance. As I said, to me, the performance yesterday was really mostly on him as a defense. But let me see some more clean sheets. Even if the defense would be the main reason you're getting the clean sheets, I will still take it and say, all right, we getting progression from you. You're actually improving. Because right now it looks like you're just getting loose.
So I do want to, you know what? Since we got two of us here, my drink is running low. So this could take next 23 minutes. It could take 15 minutes, but I have a feeling that this topic is going to take a lot longer than I think it will. I have to ask now, VAR. What is going on with VAR right now? And
I don't know why they didn't just leave the football how it was for the past 2, 3 centuries. Like leave it just so. Or they bring in far like it's cricket. Cricket had them thing long time. Cricket had umpire review and blah, blah, blah. But football, they can't really do that. Because everything with football is not how to put it. It doesn't have a exact by the book way to exactly say, this is offside, this is a foul, this is a handball, because situations happen differently in football. So that whole VAR thing from the get-go, I didn't really agree with it. It happened. Fine, we're dealing with it now. And that VAR thing real show us off real bad yesterday and for the Bayern game too.
so I have to say it now. It's four Premier League matches in a row. We have had a goal chalked off by VAR.
Hmm.
You have to start wondering now how many of these were legitimate, which ones were not. Um, it makes you start wondering right now, where it seems
It's
as
a
though like
frustrated, it's a
it is
frustrated
it
thing
is
there.
so frustrating. It is so frustrating to say the least. Um, the first thing that came to mind yesterday was when we saw Jonny Evans' goal, and the claim was that Hoyland was in an offside position. If
But
we
he wasn't
remember
part of the
before,
play.
it was I think it was Nathan Ake scored a similar goal where Holland was in an offside position. Clearly, he was trying to make a play on the ball. Ball went in, and they
Mhm.
counted that goal. My next question is: we've seen some of these plays right now. Are like if it's a decision, like for example in the Wolves game, I still would believe that Onana conceded a penalty on that. It is my personal belief. We saw that they came out, made a whole big speech about it, apologize. The officials got demoted for that weekend as well, like that.
Mhm.
Why is it now whenever we have not seen one of these yet when United gets a goal reverse or whatever, where they come out and have a whole speech about it, they have whole segments on everything like that. But if it's another club, why is it we don't get that, we don't have that same energy in this case?
Well, remember, we are the number one hated team in England. That's the reality. We are the number one. We are most wanted on the FBI list. Most wanted. So we have to deal with that. And now we have something now because before they used to say, oh, when we have stoppage time in Old Trafford, we always get plenty time because it's like Fergie time. And funny enough, we used to score in Fergie time. Now it's a different scene because Fergie retire and far just doing what they want when it comes to us because really and truly we are the most successful team in England, like it or not. We are the most successful team in England.
I think there's a couple things that I would like to actually see done with VAR. I would like to actually hear the conversation between I think it's Stokely Park that does the VAR, as well as the
Mm-hmm.
official in lifetime, so you can hear exactly what their thinking is as they go to it. Um, I think that's something that
Mm-hmm.
would very much
Like
answer the
like
question. You can hear
like for
exactly.
example, like in NFL, that's a perfect example. Like in NFL, if the referee making a call and it's a review, whatever, you actually hearing everything. He will come out and say,
I
"All
use
right,
a perfect example of cricket when they use a DRS system. When they
same
go
thing,
on and they
correct."
speak, they want to make sure it's a legal ball. They want to check the
Mm-hmm.
stat, the I forget the system where they check if the ball hits the leg pads as well. Then they have the system where they can show it right
LBW.
there, clear as day, if it's LBW,
Mm-hmm.
whether the
Mm-hmm.
ball would have hit the stumps or not, and you can see it clear as day. There's no debate at all. It's very simple like that. And but they're speaking the
Mm-hmm.
whole time, so you can hear it. So there's no room for debate. You know exactly what the logic was. You may be upset about it, but you know what? It's there. The other thing, the last thing that I want, which I think every single fan of every club has been asking for, is consistency with the calls.
That's
It
all
just
we ask for.
because some one ref may interpret it one way, one ref may interpret it a different way. We've seen it so many times right now; it's not even funny. Like it's very like I am very interested now to see what happens with like for example Rodri's red card. I'm very curious to see now if he
Yeah,
gets the same in treatment as Casemiro got with his.
because
So
Casemiro get how much matches he get banned for that red card
well,
again?
the first one they said violent conduct, 3 matches automatically.
Right, three.
So
So
yeah,
Rodrigo and get banned three same way
we
then. Like, that
but
what
I
that
mean
is.
I took the VAR reviewing it to check all that and whatever. So I mean I just want to see consistency across the board on that. I what is your take on that one?
No, as I said, we are number one hated team in England. But as I said, one referee might interpret one situation a different way and deal with it in a different way. And then another referee now might deal with it in a different way. So a lot of the times, it as I said, there's no consistency. One referee might call VAR for this, another referee might just say, "All right, that is no goal," and that is what we need. It need to be like like how in cricket, like the captain of each team has two reviews that they can call upon. I think they need to implement that now because I mean it's technically the same thing just in football. So now let me say somebody call out offside on our team. I think the captain of our team should be able to come out and say, I want to review that. Or they give Casemiro a red card. I want to review that. I think it should be like that. The captain should be able to have at least two or three reviews before any serious decision is made. Offside, anything, red card, anything like that. I think the captain of the respective team should be able to ask the referee for a review, of our review.
Yeah. So I think we definitely come to an agreement where there needs to be changes made to the way that's implemented right now. Um, Jonathan, it's definitely been a great show. I know
Mhm.
I am ending it a little bit early today, but you know
Yeah,
what?
well, we are
I
told it
drank a
out.
little quick today. I drank quick today, so sitting here is melting out now.
Small thing.
Any parting words for you right now?
I just want to see the guys continue with this energy that I think I saw a change yesterday in comparison to I went not even the Bayern game before when we were losing. I saw the change in the Bayern game and I saw the change yesterday. So I just want them to continue with that energy and I think we will be okay.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. You know what? We finally got back to winning ways. Hopefully, that's the
Mhm.
catalyst now that, as I said before, the catalyst that saves our season now from going very drastic right now. And hopefully, it shuts up all this negative journalism that's around the club just for a little bit more. because they had their stories all pre-printed, ready to go.
No,
You know what? Make them work
it's really
harder.
supposed to be two
It's
wins,
very
you know.
it's very easy. It's very easy to put negative journalism about United because it sells. Go actually
It
do
was
your job.
supposed to be two wins, you know. You know that, right, David? It was supposed to be two wins. That
Yeah.
Bayern game. If Onana actually had any hand, I think he left his hands home because if he had any, even if he had bring one hand, if he brought one hand, we might have drawn the game. But like he left his both hands at home because he was just letting anything. But we can't cry over spilled milk. It is what it is. But
Well,
we love the energy and we go with that.
definitely. And so for Courtney and everybody watching at home as well, thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget, I have a signed Wayne Rooney shirt that I want to give away to somebody. So make sure you stay tuned for that. And it's like I always say, we keep the red flag flying high because Man United will never die. Cheers.
Hey, if you appreciate what we're doing here at the United Hour, please like, please subscribe, and let's grow this community.